Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Bitungo badingolu dimmalom kadisane doru bare musu dolu koto dolu pinki dolu bading bitungo binte natal yenne dorom parce que ku jamale be keken Gambia bari lafta purum fanangan kuma do fay kuwol kono pour kañoo de ma kañoo hakkile maya num fanan ka ko dole jibi lu walla ma fon yo jamalen kadi sanati nte nak fana mo Gambia nolti wuluta Gambia le Banjul Allen Street follow to half dale Hagan Street and then Lavanta Allen Street mbota jibi to kombo walin watin kono be steering brusubi bari fanan be tubabu dule yo bari na dimbal be Gambia yo in terms of the profile parce que ni munata be wala ko fulaliye be advice dile la mari nyanta ka kumo faliye mi ya lon ko anin silo tata nyola ani luwala kamol tata nyola yo o mari fanan nyanta ka ke moti mi ya lon ko ayo abe talo bundalla la yo knowledge to bundalla jannabe advice o dilala yo antenga primary school ke Willie primary lem Fulota Walto and then moved because fama saunta kana Allen Street so nga luwa tondi primary continue at Albion Primary School yo nata boje nata ta Muslim High School nga high school bang adoko start at Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation position jamale ta woto fana katunga start as accounts clerk nata boje senior accounts clerk assistant accountant yake nata la banque ke investment officer ti jandin kana London yo wo palace wol min nge soto alhamdulillah biringa high school bank nata naje nga AAT study which is Association of Accounting Technician because ntabe filo min to section min to no is in the accounts portfolio so it was required of me pour nga account study so nata boje nata Angleterre bijam nak meta jang alhamdulillah so nga ACCA start most of mo jama bi de ni AAT ke the next level pour que la londo la fa eka association ACCA leke which is another higher branch so nga okay nga exemption okay from level 1 so nga level 2 start to level 3 now level 3 muso yalum bitongo futo muso nata dimba soto manana wo karango continue bari nata do ko ke hotel to sanji tangani warawula nga ko hotel industry because nga auditor yaki jelle nga front desk duties ke up to the level of duty manager so nga hotel jama fanan do ko hotel jama to Radisson Blue Properties min ya lon ko there in London nga Hilton fanan ke nga Park Plaza Hotel Kenya St. Amin's Autograph Collectional Fananke. So in relation to front office and in customer service and in terms of service provisions, alhamdulillah will jama kele along a lot of the time in different situations. So until the duty was to ensure ko hotel femfrendi betama come from front of house or back of house, restaurant all room service all everything was smoothly running. So I was responsible for all the teams that work in that time period. So nga will do ko for sanji jama but minenata ke inte accounts ko manket na kuti mi alonko was something I liked as a hobby but do ko le anata na telephone ka ke loyal to long time so in 2018 nata decide pulka law studies so ngana bachelor's or what's called an LLB also to at the London South Bank University. During that process, I was the vice president for the Bar and Mooting Society, and then I was a class representative during year 2, Qatar year 3. So nga wal kele during my LLB, not to proceed with nga LLB and tata bar school and tata BPP law school and masters ke walto. But beforehand yalong between we did a combination of postgraduate degree with the masters together. So alhamdulillah graduate from law school with a masters in legal practice. So building a world bank, not a local start at Citizens Advice Bureau. Will for inspirational did not be Purkanana and Kamul Makoi in terms of advice. It entails free and impartial information provisions. Well, in the community, many Hajj also told whether it's consumer issues, whether it's immigration advice, whether it's relating to generalist information provisions, employment, so lemnyinti housing problem, or lemnyinti taradula kolu, ekanantolea, and then we give you advice, and it's normally free. It's a book joro, okay? So until kafwe ita luwa munafo ita benyinin karola kaminika na nyanta kamunike. You not take a case work at the jefana nimi haji soto coming cool mini alonko mol mini alonko bulol me ko ben adum fanang doli disability soto emang kudol keno faye so nke makoy ela do ko tan yela hajola ni problem ol mi yesoto for free. Yo ntollo do jo kabonang kansulole ya kabona nun dula jamal leto yo nata boto fana national career service ke welem employment company so unte because of na BPP law school being graduate la na elective studies was based on 3 areas, which was employment law and then advanced commercial law and then civil litigations so civil litigations wale nying ami bensuda ane nying kurang matter which mbo kala as a separate topic ka mulu not kind of hakili mayandi but ka foye ibe mune anticipate le mune kala motala ni tata court mune the steps ti mune be kala some of the things ti ka to mo wolje mo le discuss people tend to discuss on the merits or coming kweso bitanya mune be kere nkurani intema but ibe mune tarala ni tata procedure ni start ni court tata court mune be kala so mbe okela a separate area lente fana na damandigo me ngalong luwala ma fongolto ani steps won mini be kala anu ngam mini mira ko to ntema na judgment kala be kon teman ke jotti bare mi se minki no wole mo nga na hakli ba damandigo fana ke ko kono yamoy so aside of that nte fana biringa nyinke nga wo sanjinan kamol kiji nataje ko ntele do ko muneti wole kamolu ma ko mini be na community kono yo nkata no library sol to le nkata George job center sol kono nkata community center sol to kamol tara kamol ma ko dol kana nke ma ko via telephone dol kana nke ma ko via emails dol kana nke ela inquiry sol dol kana through face to face le nke ma ko yo natala bonya ale ma ko nga experience soto nga skill soto nata je fana Gambia anyantale pour nga ñoo de ma nga ñu hakili ma ya ka to ni tamata wati jang ye badingol soto dulal to taring ye residence so community members so soto dulal to adu yaje ko do bije ka information o dol minje ma fa be ka be bu ka to nyaati ba dulal dol bije ka filli demanding ka ko dol to koma adabiti ata fana na janin ben na comment so lu yele mala ombe kumo dol fola sa taranga long ko ni fani luwa tata le fani luwa manta yo binna kumo tata wala mi hajj ko to mimbe kering ambo jamaaje online ila badingol samba dolye bamal samba dolye famal samba dolye bigkinyol ko to nyol samba katike to jolye dol tata e fansun ko doleta pour kata hajj to yo lafta min explain la jandoro wala nyinti ko time on minne tata idunta airline o airline to tata yelo ko do joje yela fa 400,000 e wala joban wala keme nani lemba wala keme lulu bang any amount ite min jo the moment itata for in airline o agrita al sonto pour ite yelo ko do jo ate fana ye ticket o dila wala package holiday dila woto wo mari ali contract go le form ali saratol lelandi wo saratol nak nin airline mo provide ika fola a breach of contract So new breach keta, that means that what contract is repudiated, which means that that contract should end in some sense. But silo lenyan takalaje, consumer rights ye protection or die Gambian olali in very many ways. Dolajang Consumer Rights Act 2015 ye coverle. Gambia Gambia Consumer Protection, I think it's 2014. I think under Section 7, we supply and provide obligation to consumers. So Gambia means to ngamira wolem. So nte be min folali problemo natally in various ways. Niya altata luminali etiketo jo. Gambia ila airline o nyanta contrago le diela o contrago ibe femferendi folali ko nali etiketo sang alla lum folal be lada dame albe alla ladula alla packagejo alla travel plan alla domoro alla everything that is discussed and told during the time o minna ibe etiketo sanna anyanta wala janta tara contrago wala nyanta tara letoro ba ila clauses o be janta o sotola because Financial Conduct Authority, the Financial Ombudsman, the Trading Standards, will be nyanta follow lalika en soko. Ibe mi yitan dile la ni be mi fola ile customer ile consumer anyanta ka anin luwa itanyola o police ol nyanta ka itandi nyanta ka fo mariye. Ni ya fay fanan ite min be cool explain la anyanta tar la fanan ibe wala kala adum fanan wal nyanta ka tara stipulatory documento bimbola wolum contract go te be min sign la inabita. So nima odialla obo problem kilenti, which means airline no who fanambe consequences anyanta ka face. So atol mini ya lonka al tata aliaje ko alla kodo aliajo ye min fali anim min tartaje manke kilomote you should request for a refund. Be kala nyaadile mini be Angleterre kono England and Wales are protected by their credit card providers. Either they do something called a chargeback or a Section 75 claim. Natara yekodo jo through cash lila, or ya jo through credit card, debit card lila, or your loan letter in some sense. You can request that through a chargeback claim through your bank that you pay the money through. So natara ye Visa le sort of Visa card, ye Mastercard le sort of American Express. Ikatale ila bank ya foye kode ntede nga kodo jo nyin lunkaren tata pour kata makabari na airline de birin tata nyine keta so itolio min provide min fonye min describe ima adhere to imake. And in that regard ila bank be formal sending through email or through telephones call to request for evidence we nyanta ka ofanam provide ne video be bulu ya hitandi ni letter be bulu wala document be bulu wala natal be bulu anything bi ya lonko dal wato min ne tebe tiketo sanna ye min foye ani labanta min kala biri tata bakka amanke kilomoti you should be able to provide that evidence ka to nimon evidence will provide wo ko koleal o mukilinde secondly fana nyatara ye kodo jo through that means you need to be able to claw back that money through chargebacks. So you can wata through the bank. Your dolka payment ke through PayPal financial service provision okele, which you can claim through Section 75 because dolbi jeka kodo jo through PayPal so that isa domanu jo fine bank. Now wolka woliye or PayPal financial procedure so normally they'll allow you about 180 days or provision or you complete. But often I left to the PayPal account or the PayPal website, it attach Section 75 for Consumer Rights Act claim. Right, so that's the Section 75. It's the same procedure. The only thing is in do jole in cash or in debit or right away, whereas nindo yata in credit form. Yeah, so if you live in England and Wales, you should be able to do that. And you can go to the DirectGov website if you need support or guidance. Or, ni lafta fanam, I told Binbe, England and Wales, you have something called the Citizens Advice Bureaus. well, they can advise you further. You either make a phone call or you walk into your nearest bureaus and ask for help and support. If there are cases where I told me along Albijang and you have certain health conditions or problems, you can get support through them through their casework teams. Okay, so in order to claim in Anyantakela ila limitations is between 100 pounds to 30,000. So me a kodo jo nin kodo mi ya jo a fault within 100 pounds to 30,000 pounds you can claim either through chargeback by clawing back your money or you pay ye kodo request or refund request through a section 75. Now whether abekela through an entire refund or a partial duty is something that you can put in your claim, because so for instance the tata ye wuli kemelulu jo wo wuli kemelulo inata wo jo bari tata je alano e sambale biri tata e alano e sambay futata je nyanta mini be soto le ma soto so iti ya mira ela nyanto nyanta kala jeli nyanti refund na milala kati ya jiki ko natara commune service o mi provider jawiyata auto you should be able to claim at least half of your money, which is 250,000. But iba stipulate lele on the phone, and then it's a procedure, it's a mediation me alonko will have to go through. Okay, so atol min tata normally ni mediation obeke kan company ning e kan moneke wolem it can call a negotiation, okay, a discuss something called, or discussion or nyanta katara al natema, and then airline or tema mi along kola la Hajj package or wafalma. So what discussion or katale through several means la, but you should be able to wait. Duration or can fall between 14 days to 28 days for you to claim these sort of scenarios. But in tebe min advice la mo jamali atol min ya long kal tata maka. Wale munataral be bota airline kinine abete atale group application okay together or group complain o abal assist la rekatu nin group we complain okay together aka wait deal aka sembo di bakele than mo kilin complain. So abete ata fanan again with the providers wale business lal bini ya lonko business o yele ni be business o yele lay bu ko wul doro e business o yele business o fanan nin tonkungol lekata anim policies and procedures lekata luwa la site la. So and nama okay, therefore the financial ombudsman mi yalon ko be Gambia je or the trading standards or the consumer rights act mi yalon ko be loring Gambian ko leje inyanta ka wuli kanyun ko address yo ni o complain o di 28 days ilafta minne e make. There is another step isitano minna wale miyeta ale lawyer ta nak different lawyers be Gambia le. There is something called the no fee basis mi ya lonko ikele ko assess le wala nyinto ko mon ko do soto pour ka lawyer nyenjo wo lawyer nyengo kamne ke wokele ko assess le na tara ya jeko at least 90% of ila situation on ya assess ya joko be windale deni be la case talal ni ya wid is soxita ibe percentage o talale usually it's about 30% or plus markup price or plus any other cost pimbelalaje yo wo ko do ni kana itol fanana joka bo wala kono be refund la minna itol fanana joka bo wala kono but usually ning lawyer sol wol dun taje ko kana sambo stobakel that will fananka other cost involved le mi ya lon ko ite fonte hakilo fonte wodi den so beti ata natara ita foy ko hani ale katol beke ni temal bidiye tay man son ka loko do murundal kan then you go to that avenue. Okay, so alita court to ensure koyela koloso. But at minia lonko joro ke through the bank can be able to get their money through the banks, because the banks, as we all know, their duty is to assist clients. In fact, any credit card provider and the bank and normally are jointly or severally liable with the seller for the provision of their services. So abetiata sometimes wala na jang abetiata kuja mabidi kana jo in cash ka to niya jo in cash bitungo kana akole yale but niya jo with a bank card o fananka ke insurance so leti minke ma akoy Yeah, I understand. So Gambia dun jama ka joro ke through cash lela is still not difficult, but in terms of protection of fanang akana kole but you can apply a chargeback. So banks will nyantaka soto in there in most of the countries. So I'll advise you pura later told member Gambia later lawyer killing GB me alonko eka Consumer Rights Act, Consumer Protection or consumer law or civil litigation ke adumba jibe kan tol dele mini ya lonko lawyer so lem ibe Gambia je ekawo action all dolke, and some of them are one of them ngaminje is Ami Bensuda la law firm aning fananga Female Lawyers Association fananje wal fananka legal aid kele ikas makoy roke aning Nyomar and co-chambers fanangol fanangeli. But in relation to Nying, abetiata follow Janiba start la ekata lawyer nyini abetiata ifongo yo co-start at a negotiation stage, because it is important alio lonje ko lawyers Jojo they sort of recognize mediation. Well, nyinti ko janal be wulla do la leta court e kala file ya understand at all file ninil provider ni or seller ni ale negotiation o kele between kuma nana agreement manke wale atena ko case nata court, because their aim and objective again well nyinti ko to reduce cost on people. Adun court ko aka expensively, so it's important that you allow a lot of mediation. So providers will mean mini airline companies will. I am going to tell you something in terms of businesses. If you are running a business, at all al nyanta make sure al ko al customers all happy. Now be any service provider al tonya itandije. Now be any service dealer mola al coming for molia. You should act on that exactly. Nalko albita rumole provider for each Hajj. Al nyantaka and so wale min for client or customer is exactly albe min provider. Now albukatale mo tang tali and the bunkiling, mo nani bunkiling. These are all inconvenient because ajibete bitamin tarlaje malon tili malon suta. Gambian Yalendorong Aliyedundi Bunkiling. They might have health conditions, they might have other aspects, and some people have privacy. So I'm nyatale dal be mul sambala aliye samba with dignity and yes samba with pride as well. Knowing that these are customers. Nali business support. I love to business so you thrive. I love to business so you continue for the foreseeable future. Anyanta ensure ali customers will happy. And again, as a duty manager in hotels, one of the key things is to ensure that your clients or your guests are happy. Well, you need to business or provide layer. Value for money is important, and ensure that you less complaints, because complaino ika for min na ning mo clear complaino ka alon ko mo tang complaino e wala sot ni mo tang ye complaino o mo keme complaino. So the more people complain, the more problems that you have, because nintenga complaino okay ndeba fala mbadinke do fana mbafala do fana mbafala, so abeti ata pore mo si inile nebe business ola isela complaino tala. Okay, so in that regard, in terms of whatever is going on, I will suggest at all mini alonko albe Gambia, alia try ali a collective group complaint or send to the airline company. Now again, airlines providers or any Hajj package sellers should be able to have something on their website. Well, in Yintiko, nimoli difficulty short, or they should be able to have a contact person, contact group. So niatarete company yele nyanta ka complaint section soto ila system o kono pour moli ye complain okay. Nata comme Gambia mbama nyol nim fama nyolo mama nyol mo jama bije mi yalon ko e man karang. So ite nyanta ka wop o service provide ila business auto pour that ni nata ni be complain no there'll be someone there nimbe sila ka every information record accurately, you know what I mean, and properly. Yeah, and adequately. So ensure customer be complain is what you exactly put down. submit to the company, and there should be another team who should be responsible for our complaint or follow through. And when the timelines are between 14 to 28 days for you to get your reply. So Gambia lem moye complaint or dieta karsaba karnani is unacceptable. You should be able to refund to those people between 14 and 28 days. Or some of the legalities. Yeah. So nimi a problem also, that's what you've got to do. In terms of minibe to Europe jang alhamdulillah, I'm sure most of other countries will find or style or sort of, but maybe London, England and Wales, you have support, guidance everywhere so that you do not lose your money. But parental number advice those that are in the Gambia to at least encourage people paying through their banks, because the banks act as insurers. Or banks will finanke makwele katu to lekatarete ni provider ite ile kodo joje itole kodo taya transfer company do. But nita for company finanto ile cash jo trading standard, financial conduct authority, consumer rights, obey allowle puru ite se la kodo sotono anyama andum fana ila service mi yajo is wo fana sotono katu e business ole yele mi business on in policies in procedures le kata according to the laws of the Gambia. So naming fail takawake, obviously you should be held to account. And I will also inform the government, the Hajj committee or Hajj commission, to look into this to ensure people's monies are refunded. Any Hajj company, any Hajj providers who did not comply with rules, and then the businesses or the services, the consumers, customers, did not get what they actually provided or said, then that's against the rules. So therefore, they should come on board and act on their behalf, because organization in time makes sure like yela customer soli ka kudo min table ya provide accordingly. You see, man na dino fon la site la lua fon mi tandi wolem tonyati. So therefore nyanta ka woke moli. So on that note, Mandinka Kaula site Mbas Adanna Jane, I've spent 26 minutes. Hopefully I've explained myself. So Gambian will fana mini bijang alkana nina fanang. There is a consumer helpline. Miya Lonko is on the Direct Gov website. Miya Lonko, you can go online and get help there. So it's a consumer helpline, which I think you can always research. Okay. So Medan Nali Walto Albadi Malem Haddy Sane, United Kingdom. Thank you.